10 million errands to run today. I have to go to the post office, send off some Aqua Chigger shirts, I have to send a package to my buddy Scott, I have to pick up some packages, pay some bills, do some editing, and cut the grass. But first, definitely nowhere near where I was 25 years ago. But I still got a little bit of go left in me. Guess I better get going back to the chores for the day. Button cleaning. Alright, it's been a busy day of running errands for me, but I wanted to do something that would benefit all of us. So as you know, I have a whole lot of buttons to clean. I thought I would go ahead and start trying to figure out the best method to clean all those buttons. And I'm going to try 4 different methods, actually 5 different methods that have been suggested to me by you guys and others, and some methods that I've tried before, but I'm basically going to do a side-by-side comparison and want to see which one of these methods will work the best in 24 hours. I'm going to run it for about 24 hours and see what we come up with. And my goal on the buttons I'm going to work on is to find buttons that have some gilt and to maintain that gilt on the buttons. When I say gilt, I mean the gold shininess that was on buttons. So I'm going to try and maintain any gilt that's on there and yet remove all the corrosion and crust and gunk from them. I'm also going to do electrolysis on a button that I'm prepping. I'm going to be trying soon to electroplate some buttons. So I'm going to try and put gilt back on buttons soon. Not this video, soon though. But anyway, for today's video, wanted to tell you guys what I was doing, and I want to tell you if you attempt any of these processes, please do it outside. I know I'm doing them in my house. My house is so drafty, I might as well be outside. So do this outside if you're going to do it. With that said, let's get started. I started this experiment last night, so we'll start there. I have 4 different buttons here. Each of these buttons are pretty similar in their makeup and in the amount of gilt remaining on them. So I'm going to take each of these 4 buttons, we're going to put them in each of our 4 cleaning solutions, and we're going to see how they come out after 24 hours in the solution and see which one's done the best. Okay, here are the 4 solutions we have. We have ammonia, vinegar, scrub and bubbles, and olive oil. These are the 4 most recommended substances that I got for cleaning buttons and retaining the gilt. So I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to pour some out. We're going to put these 4 buttons, 1 in each, and see which one does the best. Alright, we'll check in on these in the morning, see how they're doing, and if they need to stay in longer, we'll let them run until tomorrow night. See what happens. Alright, our chemically cleaned buttons have been soaking almost 24 hours now. So let's have a quick look and see which one of these you guys think looks the best. I can already see some visibly better ones than the other ones, but let's have a look and see what you think. Alright, let's start with the ammonia button. Looking down in here, this button still looks to have quite a bit of corrosion to me. But let's pull it out and have a look. So here it is, the ammonia button, and as you can see, it is still incredibly corroded. So something has definitely happened here, but it has not done a lot of cleaning on its own. Now maybe it would have to soak a lot longer than this, but overall I would say that was not a very good job of cleaning that button. As you can see, there's still a lot of corrosion over here along the side. Some gilt starting to show through. Ton of stuff still left on the back of the button. And overall, not very good. Next is the vinegar. And looking in here, you can already kind of visibly see that this had a much better result. So let's pull this button out. See what we've got here. So as you can see, this Boston Elevated Railway button has gotten a lot of the gunk removed from it. There's still a little rust blob over here, and I may be able to work that off with a toothpick after some work. But overall, that's done a pretty good job. I may have left it in there a little bit too long. Some of the gilt may have been lost because I left it in there so long. But all in all, pretty good cleaning out of vinegar. And now to one that was a big surprise to me, and actually one that I think probably did the best out of the bunch, the scrubbing bubbles. Now, this button is a Union Railway Company button, and as you can see, it retained a lot of the gilt, and it cleaned a lot of the gunk right off of there. So I think with some toothpicking, this one will finish cleaning up rather nicely, and I think it did a pretty good job. Alright, finally the last one we tested was olive oil. I had a pretty good idea of how this was going to turn out because I've used olive oil in the past. I don't like to use olive oil anymore. Although it does a pretty good job of cleaning some of the gunk and stuff off the buttons, I do not like the finish that you end up getting soaking buttons in olive oil, and I'm not pleased with the results I get from olive oil anymore. A lot of people love olive oil, but at any rate, I need to change these gloves too. I can't touch my camera. The olive oil will not thoroughly clean a button. It will give a button a little bit more of a shiny coat. Like I say, here it didn't really clean any of this gunk off the back. It does retain the gilt though, and you're certainly not going to get any rust off of a button with olive oil, I don't think. But all in all, it's not a terrible result. Okay, so here are the results. We got the Boston, I think that says Railway, Boston Terminal. Can't even really make that one out. That was in the ammonia. We have the Boston Elevated Railway, which was in vinegar. Union Railway Company, which was in Scrub and Bubbles. And the TMER&L Co., which was in the olive oil. So I'll let you guys kind of be the judge as to which one you like the best. I was surprised personally by the Scrub and Bubbles. I think they did a pretty good job, although the back of the button kind of came out a weird, strange color. But that could just be the button itself. And I definitely need to do a little more work on all of these buttons. This was literally just dropping them in to the liquid and doing no scrubbing, no real serious toothpick work or anything like that. Just basically dropping them in the liquid and seeing what happens. Now when you're done with any of these processes, you're going to want to neutralize the effect that you have started on these buttons. When you put vinegar or Scrub and Bubbles or even ammonia on there, there's a chemical reaction going on the surface of the button, and sometimes just rinsing them in water won't help. So to neutralize those effects, you're going to put a mixture of baking soda and water. Now I put like 2 tablespoons of baking soda in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop each one of these buttons in there, and that's going to neutralize the acid effect that is occurring on the buttons. Just kind of give them a little rinse in that water, And then when I'm finished, I will thoroughly rinse them. Of course, that one was in olive oil, so that was pointless. But this will help neutralize the effects of the acids that we put on there. I hope that might answer some of your questions as to what method might work for you when it comes to cleaning buttons. As for me, I'm liking the scrub and bubbles a lot, and I like the vinegar a lot.